Hey all, welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. I'm Darren, I'm your host. Today we have a special guest. We have Kayci Liphart from FreshJax Gourmet Organic Seasonings. We're going to talk about how FreshJax got started, what they offer, and where they're going in the future. I'll be right back with Kayci Liphart from FreshJax.
Smoking, grilling, getting hot and hotter, sous vide and chilling from fire and water.
Welcome back to the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. I'm Darren, I'm your host, and today we have a special guest. We have Kayci Liphart. She is from FreshJax Organic Spices. As a company that I've started using here recently and have exclusively, used them in my videos, and I help promote them because they're probably one of the best spices I've ever tried. So, Kayci, go ahead and introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? What do you do, and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to get to finally do this. So, like you said, my name is Kayci. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. I graduated from Florida State University in 2017. Go Noles! And a year later, I started working for this awesome small family business called FreshJax. I started off as the marketing and office assistant and got promoted to the marketing coordinator. Now I'm the marketing leader. So really my main goal at FreshJax is to increase sales for the company. And then the last 2 years I've been here, I've seen those sales double. And because of that, our team has also doubled in size.
Well, that's amazing. I won't hold the Knowles thing against you. I'm a Gator fan, so
Oh no.
that's okay. We can all get along in these times of crisis. So.
Yes, absolutely.
And so that people know, this is being recorded during the pretty much the lockdown from the coronavirus. So, I mean, we just got notified. I'm in Florida as well as Kayci. She's in Jacksonville. I'm in Tampa. But the governor, yesterday announced all the bars and nightclubs are shut down for 30 days, and it's spring break. Right. So Florida and spring break is usually the party capital of the world, but not this year. So, yeah. But so you went to college in Florida. You're from Jacksonville originally. So were you recruited from FreshJax, or did you just apply for an open position, or how'd that go? How'd you go about getting the position there at FreshJax?
Right. Yeah. It took me a really long time to find a job in general, but then also a job that I really aligned with. And, my dad's a pastor, so he was always trying to find me a job through the community there. And I just wanted to do something on my own, and so I just started applying to all the different businesses in Jacksonville because I knew I wanted to stay in Jacksonville. And Jason, the CEO of FreshJax, just took a chance on me. I didn't really have any work experience in the industry, just really college business school.
So were you raised in Jacksonville, in the Jacksonville area? Were you transplanted there? Or?
Yeah, so I was born in Orlando, Florida, and then we moved to Jacksonville, and I've lived in Jacksonville my whole life, moved around a lot just because both my parents were pastors at the time.
Okay. I just know that, Jacksonville's a big military area as well. Right. So a lot of people are transplants because of the military or what have you, and then they come back and, put roots up there. So, yeah, it's Florida's a great place to live. Jacksonville, it's kind of like, southern Georgia though, but I love Jacksonville. It's got a great, the St. Johns River. There's a lot of things to do up there. You're very close to the beaches, St. Augustine. That's great that you were able to get on there, fresh out of college, because you can bring some fresh ideas to FreshJax. So
absolutely.
So let's get into the origins of FreshJax. I was hoping to get one of the owners on, but I know that they're very busy. I know about their history a little bit from reading up on them and watching some of the videos and stuff and news articles that they've had out there. But they're a family-run organization that husband and wife kind of just created this thing, correct?
Yeah, they have an awesome story. So Jason McDonald, who's the CEO and co-founder of FreshJax, was told by his doctor that he could die if he didn't change his diet. So of course that meant no more eating out at fast food joints, and really just watching everything that he ate. So he started cooking at home and found that healthy food, of course, can be really bland and just super boring. So he went to his spice cabinet, reached for his favorite spice, read the ingredients like his doctor told him. And of course, he found like all that bad stuff that was in there, like MSG, anti-caking agents, color dyes, and just a bunch of other chemicals. And so he, alongside his wife, Hillary, the co-founder of FreshJax, started making their own spice blends and selling them at the local farmers market.
Now, where were they getting their original source from? Where were they getting the stuff that they used to make these spice blends? Were they growing it themselves, or did they find a organic wholesale supplier, or how did that work?
Right. Yeah. Suppliers, I believe, originally. And to this day, we source spices from all around the world so that we do stay true to our original promise. And that is that we will always have clean ingredient spice blends. So really, we try to source the best blends out, spice blends.
So starting out at like a little farmer's market, hand doing these things themselves, in the garage,
Right.
after work, and on weekends, it must have grew pretty quick for them to be able to turn it around. Because how long ago was that they started actually, doing this?
Yeah, that was in 2011. So, the first couple years of any business, it's all about growth, and we're still growing today. And we really have seen a change in the last few years. So it's definitely been a long process, but worth it for sure.
So starting out, doing it by hand themselves, selling it at the farmer's market, did they ever dream that this would be something that they could be competing against some of the bigger, like McCormick's and stuff like that? Because that's pretty much who they're going after. I mean, they're competing with everything that's on the shelf at Publix and, Walmart and wherever. And I know they're on Amazon, but did they ever dream of them being to the capacity that where they're at right now, just when they first started?
I think so. Jason, he's a true entrepreneur, and they're both really smart in this business. And I think they always knew it could be big. I think it's, still a good feeling and surprising to anybody who starts a small business that, like, wow, look, we have doubled our size in sales and with a team. So yeah, I think it's a good feeling thing for them.
Yeah, especially like I said, when it's something that's every day and you have a lot of competition out there just on the grocery store shelves. People aren't used to buying specialty, spices like this. They're used to just going to Publix and grabbing what's on the shelves, or even at Costco where they got the big, huge,
Right.
4 pounds worth of salt or whatever it is they're buying, garlic powder by the pound instead of, and I think that's one of the great things about FreshJax is you don't sell the big hunks of them, the big 1 pound, 2 pound things, because you want them to have the fresher ingredients. So, you don't want them sitting on your shelf for, 10 years,
Right.
So, you want to have them, you turn around and get new ones, sooner rather than later. So is that why you guys only, sell the smaller packages of it?
We actually do sell some 5-pound containers, like our Rosy Cheeks and Tofu Scramble is soon about to launch on Amazon. One of the things that's funny is I remember going into my grandma's spice cabinet and I found nutmeg for a pie I was going to make. And the expiration date was 1994. And I'm like, oh no. And so when I was talking to Jason about that is really one of our main things is we wanted to create blends that were easy to use. So you didn't have to go into your spice cabinet and find 10 different ingredients for one recipe and then come to find out it was from 1994. So our spices are good up to 4 years. But we really wanted to make blends that people could use every day.
Yeah. And it's like I said, I had some ingredients in my cabinet that look at and go, oh, when's the last time I used this? Because
Right.
you bought it for one recipe that you made, 6 years ago, and you
Exactly.
haven't used it since. But yeah, I really appreciate a lot of the different spice blends that they put together as well. Because some of the stuff is different than I would make myself or that's out on the shelves. I've been big into the barbecue side for a long time, and there's a million, just about every famous barbecue guy's got his own lines of rubs and stuff, but they have their own, like, their pork rub, then they have their beef rub, but they don't have like what you guys do. Is you have the raw ingredients as well. So you have this specialty rubs, blends that you put together, but you also have just the regular ingredients. You got the garlic powder and the onion, but then you got the specialty stuff as well. So that's one of the things I like, because I can use those special blends, but I can also buy just the regular garlic powder or onion powder from you guys if I need it.
Right. Yeah. One of our other things is salts. So like blended salts, like ghost pepper or mesquite lime. Most people, we also have Himalayan pink salt, and that's usually what people use on their table. But we like to kind of explain to our customers that, we have this line of different salt blends so that you can exchange them for that plain salt that's on your table as well.
Yeah, they add a little bit of kick. I've got several of those, and I use those, and I'll use those in some rubs that I make myself with some ingredients that you guys might not carry. But I know for a fact that you guys are coming out with that coffee rub. Is that for sale yet? I know it's on the website.
Yes, it is launching April 6th on our website, freshjax.com. We're super excited about that. We're going to launch some different recipes just to kind of hype it up in the coming weeks. So that's something to look forward to for sure. It's delicious. It really reminds me of waking up in the morning and having that first sip of coffee.
Yeah, I like coffee rubs on steaks and beef especially. But when I tried, was it called Sunrise Cowgirl Coffee Rub, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Sunrise Cowgirl Coffee Rub. I tried it. It's actually got quite a kick because you got a blend of peppers in there as well. Mm-hmm. So it's not doesn't just taste like a cup of coffee. It tastes like coffee with pepper, and then you got the garlic, and then the kicks from the peppers, the different pepper blends. So it really has a lot going on to it. And I think that's going to be a really popular seller for you guys. So I really enjoy it. I've done a couple of videos on it so far, so as well. But yeah, I really like the way that they put their blends together. It looks like they really research them and they test them out themselves. It's not just something that, they just threw together. It's you can tell that they actually try this stuff out and mix it, themselves at home and use it for a while before they release it. Is that something that they did from the beginning when they first, started selling at the farmers markets? Were they putting these blends together, or how did they start out?
Yeah, absolutely. So Jason is the one who still to this day does all the research on what product we're going to launch next. And speaking of the farmers market, like where it all started is customers would come up to them and be like, hey, have you thought about a burger seasoning? And then a couple weeks later, that's when Grill Master was made. Or, hey, have you thought about a taco seasoning? So it's really the customers who give us these awesome ideas. And it should be that way because, they're the ones we want to make happy at the end of the day. And in our marketing office now, we love whiteboards. So we have whiteboards everywhere, just different ideas. And we have one specifically for customer requests. So Jason will take that board, look at what customers are telling us here in Jacksonville, but then he'll also look nationwide to see, what is popular among everybody. And then that's when we'll pick one and then it'll get crafted to perfection.
So what do you think is the main driving force of the fast growth? I mean, 2011 seems like a long time ago, but it really hasn't been that long. And for a company to start in somebody's own kitchen and being sold at a local farmer's market to within 8 or 9 years, all of a sudden you're selling on Amazon, you're selling around the country and around the world, and you're probably, how many employees do you guys have now?
We have about 20 now.
So yeah, I mean that's a phenomenal growth, especially in a type of product that, like I said, you're competing against, McCormick and, Spice Island and all these other, you're competing, the grocery store chains, and plus every other brand of seasoning out there. What do you think has driven that growth?
Of course, it's a lot of different things, but I really want to give credit where it's due, and that's to the owners. They've never been afraid of change. The industry we're in changes a lot. I mean, consumers change what they like. Like, the world went keto, and so we came out with a keto chop house steak seasoning. I mean, we're following the industry changes, and we saw that gifting on Amazon was big. So what did Jason and Hillary do? They put gift sets up on Amazon, and we're constantly changing what we want to focus on. And I think that's where the growth stems from. And of course, it's having an awesome team back them up. For a small family business, you really have to trust people to continue that growth. And I think that's what they've done.
Well, and the quality of the product to me is very superior to anything you can get on the grocery store shelves. And that's what hooked me on it. I mean, I'd never heard of FreshJax until I think it was it Ryan who had the position before you? He had contacted me and said, "Here, let me send you a sample of what we have." And I said, "Okay, whatever, I'll try it out." And when I got it, it was like, the little sample, like gift bottles like you guys have. And I was like, holy cow, this stuff, it tastes like I actually went out and picked the spices and crushed it up myself and put them together. It literally did. I was like, this is literally like I made these spices out of my own garden and created this myself. And just yesterday, I mean, that's how, impressed I was with the seasonings, because they were fresh, like the FreshJax, name,
Right.
But I mean, they were just outstanding. I mean, usually when you buy something from the grocery store, you don't know how long it's been, since that it has been sitting somewhere in a warehouse, before it was even ground. And then after it's ground, how long it's been sitting in a warehouse in a bottle before it got to that store shelf, and it's sitting on the store shelf for how many years, it's nowhere near as fresh as what that stuff that I got from him. And that's really what woke me up and said, wow, I really would like to, work with this company, because I think once people try it, I mean, they're going to be ordering more of it, because I don't know, to me, there's no comparison. I bought plenty of, barbecue rubs and seasoning blends, through my lifetime, and I've never tasted anything that tasted like I made it, myself. And that's one of the things I really like about it.
I love that.
Do they process their own stuff in Jacksonville? Is that how it goes? Do they put the blends together from the bulk product that they get? How does it all work?
Yeah, absolutely. So we handcraft our blends in our facility. We're in a really small facility right now. We're busting at the seams, so we're really trying to move to a bigger facility, which is super exciting. But yeah, the kitchen right there is where all the spice magic happens. So we do handcraft it in Jacksonville, Florida. Every single blend that we make, over 30 different choices.
Yeah, and there's many companies out there that they buy pre-made stuff. A lot of the barbecue guys do this. They buy pre-made stuff and just stick their brand on it.
Right.
Because there's companies out there that do that. I mean, I think Spice Island's one of them. They will, make all the stuff for you, and you just stick your brand label on it, and you didn't even touch it. It's just something that there's companies out there that do that, but you can really tell that the FreshJax actually, makes the stuff themselves, and it's not something that's, some big, huge conglomerate that they're buying it from and just sticking in a label on a bottle that somebody else did. That's one of the things I can tell right away. I think that's when people get it, they can tell right away. It's not something that's just somebody's label stuck on somebody else's product.
Right. We're really proud that it is handcrafted in Jacksonville, Florida.
So what's your favorite seasoning blend out of all of them? There's so many, I know.
Oh, yeah. It changes, I think. I think right now I'm kind of stuck on Grill Master, because we've been with it kind of starting to feel like summer here in Florida. We've been grilling some burgers outside. So Grill Master is definitely my favorite, especially because before you form the patties, it's better if you pour the seasoning in the actual meat and then form the patty, so you get that extra flavor as you bite into the burger. It's so delicious.
Now, I haven't tried the Thai blends yet, and I think I'm going to try them sometime this week. Have you had those? Would you mix them with the rice and the coconut milk and all that?
Oh, the coconut curry ones. Yeah, the
Yeah.
yellow one is definitely my favorite. They're all mild. A lot of customers actually told me they like to use it as like a breadcrumb. So putting it on chicken kind of as a breadcrumb is pretty delicious.
Oh, wow. So like putting it on the chicken and then frying it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I have to try that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some, I like the Southwest, the smoky Southwest. I've used that on chicken as well. I mean, I think that's a really good one. I've used several of them. I don't think any of them I don't like. I don't like stuff really, really spicy. So, I don't get the ghost pepper and stuff like that. But
Yeah, you gotta like heat for that one.
yeah, but I mean, well, that's one of the things I do like that you guys have that. You have the mild to the hot to,
Right.
and the different types of seasoned salts as well, like with the mesquite lime. I mean, I've used that, several times on stuff by itself or mixed with other things, to create, a custom blend. But one of the things I do like using as well is, like the Italian seasoning or the toasted onion or, the simple stuff, as well. And then mixing those together with some of the other blends. So the blends plus the other stuff, most of the companies, they only have maybe, 10 or 12 blends, and that's all they offer.
That's super important to us, is to always think of new and exciting products and, continuously adding to our blends as well.
Great. Well, we're going to take a break for a minute here, and I'll be right back with Kayci Liphart from FreshJax. Hey, all, this is Darren, and I want to take a minute to talk to you about Masterclass. I just signed up for Masterclass, and I can tell you what, it's well worth it. Masterclass is where you can learn how to cook from Gordon Ramsay. You can learn how to sous vide from Thomas Keller. You can learn how to make Texas barbecue from Aaron Franklin himself. All these classes are available on Masterclass, plus many more. Masterclass has great video content, interactive assignments, social interaction with the Masterclass community, all for just one fee. You can either buy each individual class for $90 each, or you can sign up for the annual pass, which gives you access to all their classes for just $180. And that's what I signed up for. Check it out, guys. Masterclass has some of the best online training you can find. Check it out, guys, in the link below. Masterclass, amazing. Now on to the show. All right, we're back with Kayci, and we're still talking about FreshJax. So let's go into right now, you guys. What is the number of different products? Complete. The blends and the single spices. How many do you guys offer on the website?
Let's see. It is 32 blends and then over 50 singles. I can never keep up with the singles because we're always adding. We're about to add spearmint to that mix as well.
Yeah, there's a lot more spices and stuff like that out there than anybody can imagine. Not all of them get put on the store shelves because, they sit there for so long. How often are you going to use spearmint, right?
Right.
so the, Publix and, Winn-Dixie or whatever is not going to, put a bunch of that up on their shelves. If they have it at all, it's very limited. So that's one of the things I like about you guys. You're not afraid to carry some of that, stuff that's, maybe not called for as often. So.
Right. Absolutely.
So, but you do have a great number of blends, and are they constantly working on new blends? Are they still perfecting older blends? Have they gone back and changed any of the blends that they've put together?
Our blends are pretty solid. We stick to the same recipe. I'm sure if something did need to change, like if we got a lot of customer requests for something, like maybe the black pepper in a certain spice was too spicy, then that's something we would change. For as long as I've been here, I haven't heard of that. However, moving forward, I do have a small secret. We are looking to create a hot curry. So that's something to look forward to.
Wow. Yeah. Now, Is it just going to be one flavor, or is it going to be like different offerings of that?
Right now, it's just one recipe. I'm sure in the future we'll come up with some other ideas as well.
So right now, when it first started, how were the orders processed? I know initially, understand the farmers market thing, but when they started really getting bigger, were they doing a lot more, mail order? Were they doing, did they have their own website and then started, processing this more and more, online? Have they hooked up with any retail stores locally? I mean, how did it all start that way?
Right, yeah. So it's a little of everything. The farmers market, that we still are at the farmers market right now. They kind of closed it down because of everything going on, but that's one of our main things is we want to be at the farmers market as long as we can because that is where our roots are from. And then they started partnering up with some of the other people at the farmers market who also had retail stores. So a couple places in Jacksonville, local retail stores like Hobie's Honey, we do allow them to wholesale our products and sell them in their local stores. So just kind of some local retail places, not really much on the outskirts of Jacksonville. And then they really started it through their online website, through Shopify and ShipStation. And that's how we do it today. And that's where, besides Amazon, that's where most of our orders come from is through our website.
How much of that comes from Amazon right now?
We're killing it on Amazon right now. Yeah. So it's a good chunk of our sales is from Amazon. We're actually shipping pallets of gift sets. So the smoked gift set and the grilling gift set, perfect for Father's Day, any birthday, any anniversary, anything you can really think of. And I think that's why we're doing so well on Amazon is because people trust Amazon and, they want to find an easy gift for someone. And so our gift sets on Amazon are definitely killing it.
Now, have they tried to, or do they look at maybe hooking up with a large, grocery store chain like Publix or Wegmans or Whole Foods or somebody like that where the product would kind of fit?
Maybe in the future. I don't see it happening this year or next year. It really depends where the company goes. The industry changes all the time. Right now, we're kind of focusing on our corporate gifting side of business. So reaching out to corporations who want to gift for clients and employees, because it's super important to show your clients and employees that you appreciate them. But right now, I'm really not sure what that looks like for us in the future.
Yeah, I know from my business experience, once you hook up with a national, like a Walmart especially, or a Costco, they put a lot of demands on, companies that they let sell there. And, right. That maybe you don't want to, have to jump through those type of hoops. I could understand that from a small business perspective. I've watched the show on Costco and how they used to put, they put people, the companies through the ringer, to carry their stuff during the holidays, and some of the demands that they put on it. And, pretty right. much, some of those companies had to change their whole business model just to be able to sell their products at their stores. So,
yeah, I mean, we're definitely open to it. If Whole Foods called us tomorrow, we'd definitely talk to them.
Well, and you would think with Amazon, they own that. And since they could see that your product's very popular on the Amazon website, so that maybe I would say that's a really good fit for Whole Foods, especially Absolutely. Because of the way the product is. So let's talk about that too. I mean, everything that they have is organic. It's there's no anti-caking, there's no artificial ingredients whatsoever. How hard is that to source the raw product to have those, to produce those?
Right, yeah, and that's why we do source all around the world, because we do want to find the cleanest ingredients possible. We're certified organic, and that's a whole job in of itself, is sticking to those guidelines. And we're proud to be certified organic. It is a lot because, they do look at every single ingredient that is in each blend. So it's, coming up with different files for our over 100 products. So yeah, it can be challenging, but it's worth it because that is always going to be one of the things we're proud about is that we do have clean ingredient spice blends.
Yeah. And, I understand the reason why companies use the anti-caking, stuff is because it does cake, and you have to get your, knife out to, knock it, mix it up sometimes. But, all the other junk that they put in these, off the shelf types, brands that, you look at the ingredients, you get onion powder and you look at, there's like 6 ingredients and it should just be, ground up onions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but definitely I know that that's a big thing with FreshJax. And I think that's what makes them taste so, good, is that it's strictly what you're getting is what you're getting. You're not getting any added stuff. So I know that's got to be hard, for them to source the stuff eventually, that, if you're getting large supplies, if you do hook up with a Whole Foods or a Walmart or something like that, and now you've got to produce, 20 times the amount of what you're producing now, how easy would that be to upscale the production for them?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. We take the business day by day. So we're still, working on the growth of the business, and we've gotten this far, so I'm sure we would figure it out when, wholesales gives us a call.
Do they ever have any kind of issues right now where they run out of certain resources and they have to put stuff on hold, or, are they have, they still pretty much get whatever they want whenever they want it?
Yeah, there's so many different manufacturers out there that, we've been able to kind of have close relationships with them and keep our inventory afloat. So, fingers crossed. I mean, we haven't run into any problems yet. So,
well, that's good. So, and you haven't had any issues where, Amazon, you have all the orders from Amazon, you can't fulfill. How does it usually work with them? Do you fulfill directly yourselves from Amazon, or do you submit it to Amazon's, different warehouses throughout the country, and they sell off of the inventory they have at Amazon? How does it work?
Yeah, it's a little of both. So like I said, we send pallets of our gift sets to the different Amazon
warehouses. Yeah.
But if something were to run out from that collection, then it would just go straight into our online order system, and we would get it at our facility.
So how many online orders do you guys on average per week send out from your facility?
It used to be a lot more, but now that we are sending more to Amazon, I'd say it's about, it ranges. So on the off season, and what I mean by off season, that's not Christmas or Father's Day, I would say about 60 to 80 orders. But when Father's Day and Christmas rolls around, I mean, we are shipping and we're getting an order in every minute.
Oh, yeah. Now, do you do any business like on the wholesale side with the restaurants or any places like that?
Yeah, so we wholesale to local retailers, other small family businesses. We haven't really tapped into the restaurant industry yet. We don't really know what that looks like for our future, but it's definitely something to consider.
Yeah. And I know that you guys sponsor like barbecue teams or anything like that. I thought I saw one last year, some guy that was on a barbecue team that was being sponsored by you guys to some extent.
Yeah, he's awesome. Hired Grilling Barbecue. So yeah, they are over in California. So we ship them a bunch of our products, and they have a banner that they take to the competition. So that's been a really fun partnership.
Yeah, I think I saw one of his, couple of his videos too. So that's kind of what, once I, heard from the company and tried them out, I did a little bit more research and found, a couple of people that used it. And like I said, I can't believe, I can see how it's grown so fast, in such a little time, because the quality of the products is great. And the different blends that they keep coming up with. Like I said, this Sunrise Cowgirl coffee rub, I think is going to be a really big hit, because there's nothing really out there like it. I mean, even I know Trader Joe's has a coffee rub, but it's really a basic salt, pepper, garlic, and then coffee. I mean, it's just a very simple rub. So I think this is a lot more complex than most people are going to, and they're going to like it, because there's not a lot of them out there like that. So, and that, like I said, that's what I like about it. The blends that you guys have are a little bit more complex than what you can get from somewhere else. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sunrise Cowgirl is also something I want to mention about that is that we partnered up with a local small family business called Rethreaded, and their whole business is about, survivors from human trafficking. And so the coffee that is actually in Sunrise Cowgirl is survivor made coffee. And so a certain percentage of the sales from Sunrise Cowgirl will go to back to Rethreaded.
Now, have you guys ever talked to companies about making blends for them to put their label on? Relationships like that planned or going on right now?
Right. We don't have anything like that. And I'm not sure what that would look like for our future. One thing that it kind of reminds me of is this new side of our business, corporate gifting. What we're kind of doing with that is not only just selling our gift sets, but also we are reaching out to corporations who would want to hand out like our spice bottles, like with their entire label on it. So they would get to design the entire label. We would just get the right side, and it says like what kind of spice, what the spice is, and of course it says it's made by FreshJax. And they would get to hand these out to customers because if you're at a trade show, I mean, you might be handed like pins and small things like that. But if you're handed a spice blend, I mean, this person's going to go home and they're going to remember your business because they're probably going to use the spice in their kitchen for weeks to come.
Now, but then they're going to look at and go, wow, it's made by FreshJax. Then they're going to go to FreshJax website to reorder.
That's the point.
That sounds like something that you're doing is more for like a joint marketing venture where, like you said, people are passing out pens or, little tchotchkes at a trade show. And if they can pass out those little bottles of, FreshJax with the company's name on it, and then underneath says, provided by FreshJax, that's a great marketing tool for you guys as well. So,
absolutely.
Now, is that something that you came up with, or was that something in place before you started?
Yeah, we actually, as a marketing team, did come up with it. We just started it a couple months ago, so it's just now starting to grow a little bit.
Great. Any other things that you can talk about that you guys got coming down the pike? Any new blends coming or anything else we should be looking for?
The two biggest things are going to be Sunrise Cowgirl and then the Hot Red Curry, which I don't have a release date on the Hot Red Curry, but I will definitely keep everyone updated on that. One of the most exciting things that has been happening at FreshJax is our mission. I mean, we only started our mission 3 months ago about, that we realized that spices aside, like there's kids in the world who aren't getting the nutrition they need, and we need to help them. We have this awesome company where we're finally able to, help our community. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we've been partnering with Hunger Fight, and our goal for 2020 was to donate 150,000 meals to kids in need. But we've only just started this 3 months ago, and we're at 57,000 meals donated to kids in need just in our community. And so our new goal is to hit 1 million in the next couple of years. So that's really exciting for us.
Yeah, that sounds, that's a great goal. And so speaking of goals, what kind of goals as far as the size of the company do they have going forward? How big do they think that this can get?
Right. I mean, we want to shoot for the stars. So if, we can get up to 10 million in sales one day, like let's do it. Because then that, what that means? That means more meals donated to these kids, really.
Exactly. And I think, like I said, one of the things that I really appreciate about it is that the spices are so, they're just so fresh, and you can tell that, like I said, it really tastes like I made them myself. And I mean, I've been cooking for almost, 35 years, and I don't think I've ever had spices that fresh,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, now, you can go buy fresh basil and all that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about fresh herbs. I'm talking about, the peppercorns and the, the garlic and the stuff that, it's usually sitting on a shelf for years before you buy it. And then it sits in your, closet for, forever before it gets used. But yeah, make sure everybody check out FreshJax, freshjax.com. Also, in the link below in the description, I'll have a link to them for Amazon. They have a ton of different gift packs and different with different seasoning blends in them, geared towards different cooking styles. Or they have one that's like you have one for grilling, you have one for seafood, and all different kinds. Correct?
Yes.
How many like gift packs do you have? Different gift packs?
Oh wow, probably over 10 now. We have a keto gift set too.
Yeah, and they're all like, how many ounces are in those little bottles?
The little bottles are 2-ounce glass containers.
So yeah, so each like gift pack could have like, what is it, like 5 or 6 different 5 different blends, so you can try them out. And that's what I like about it too. You can try each one of them out, and if you don't like it, you didn't have to buy a whole big bottle.
Right.
If you try one, you go, that's just not the something I'm looking for. You didn't buy a huge a 16-ounce bottle of it and you're going to throw it away. So you get these little bottles and try them out, and then if you do find one you like, you go buy the bigger bottle.
Right.
But yeah, I actually got a bunch of those on my my website for people to, hey, check these out. It makes it so easy to just try them out. You don't have to go buy a big bottle. Try them out, and if you don't like the one, there's going to be at least 3 or 4 in each of those you're going to like. Believe me. So.
And when you do love it, upgrade. If you don't love it, gift it to a friend who might.
Exactly. Hey, you should try this one. You can keep it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like that on hot stuff, so if I get one that's really hot and I don't like hot, and I know somebody likes hot, they might love it. That's the thing with personal taste. I might like something that's, heavier garlic and onion, and somebody else might want more hot, ghost pepper, or something. Right. So, gift them the ones you don't like, and then, buy more of the ones you do, of course. But, well, thanks, Kayci. If there's anything else you want to talk about, what's going on with FreshJax?
I don't believe so. I mean, we're just so excited to finally have gotten to do this and to share our mission and our goals for the future. We're excited to see some more customers come over to FreshJax.
I'm definitely glad to be working with you guys, and to any extent, really. I love the product. I like using it in my videos because it's something the customer, the companies that I work with, I have to believe in them and think that there's a benefit. I don't just accept, stuff from anybody. I get companies ask me all the time, hey, if I send you this, will you, and it's like, I'll try it, but if I don't like it, I'm not going to promote it. So, so I try to just limit myself to, a few companies that I really like doing business with, or I think that the product needs to be promoted. And I think FreshJax is one of them. It's a really great product. I like using it. I have no fear of telling anybody to buy it, and then they're going to be happy with it. So, but thanks again for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. We love partnering with you, and we hope to do some more in the future.
Definitely. And tell the owners I said sorry that they couldn't be on, but maybe somewhere down the road. I think Hillary she's expecting a child here soon.
Yes. Lincoln Max was born about a week ago. Yeah. So we have a new FreshJax team member.
Well, there you go. And I know family's important to them, and that's one of the reasons why they started this business. So absolutely. I really appreciate businesses where family comes first. That's definitely something that I look for in dealing with companies as well. So, but thanks again for joining me, and hopefully have you guys on again soon.
Absolutely.
All righty. Thank you. Well, thanks again for joining us on the Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. I want to thank Kayci Liphart once again from FreshJax Organic Seasonings. Check out the link below. You can check out some of the offerings that they have on Amazon. Make sure you follow us on the Fire and Water Cooking Facebook group and page. Check out the Fire and Water Cooking YouTube channel, Instagram, and follow us again on the next Fire and Water Cooking Podcast. I'll see you again.